Hey everybody, what's going on? It's time for Friday's podcast, just after Bill Burr's Thursday, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. I'm Average Joe, and let's jump right in. Bill was actually fucking funny. If you listened, I'm going to say yesterday's, but after I record this early, we're doing overtime at work. Fucking last week I bitched about money going to that hockey game and having all those cool moments, and then this week we get overtime, so it's kind of cool. I mean, it seems like the universe is working out, or things are working out in our favor here, at least small term. But no, Bill was fucking hilarious, so I'm only gonna I'll do a little response or reaction, I guess you could call it, but most of it's gonna be my own stories that relate to the shit he talks about. Because he was fucking hilarious. So he talked about he was laughing his son and his daughter, and wanted not to get in trouble, and he asked his son if he thought he deserved to have a toy, and the kid the kid didn't answer, and he said he pulled a Bill Clinton on him because Bill Clinton just went up and I guess he went up and just pulled one of those, I don't know what you're talking about kind of things. Or, he was saying how people, if they actually got accused of something that they didn't do, they'd be like, the fuck, you're accusing me of what? But it reminded me a perfect story. Well, first, not the accusation, but I was with my high school girlfriend, and it was, one of those things. You start dating, and the boy, or either way, girl, boy, whatever, but I was 15, she was 14, but then I turned 16 before she turned 15, but then she turned 15, so we were back to a year apart, but it was like a year and a half, so for that 6-month time period, I was 18 and she was still 16, which I know there's a whole Romeo and Juliet, and I don't know if the parents consent or what what exactly all goes into that, but no, either way, so I pulled up, I thought I was slick, thought I was being a cool fucking teenager in high school, and I had a little hatchback 2-door fucking shitty Ford Escort with the automatic seatbelts in 1987, with the automatic seatbelts, 2-door, yeah, and we tried to squeeze on the back seat, but no, I thought I'd be smart and drove to the beach and parked it right in between two trees, and I'm like, oh yeah, parked here between these trees, fucking, it's a hatchback anyway, so it doesn't stick really out on either side of the trees, the doors are blocked, so nobody's gonna just jump in on us or fuck with us, but we did lock the doors. But midway through, our steamy high school love session, I guess you could say, there's a fucking spotlight through the back window, and this is, first car, no tint, no rims, no fucking music, nothing special. This is literally here's your first car, you're gonna beat the shit out of it, don't care about it too much, besides mechanical, because you're not gonna, it's not gonna look pretty in a year. But no, so, we're sitting there, we're messing around in the back of the hatchback, which, if you know that, it's already tight enough in the back of a fucking hatchback, especially an 80s hatchback. It wasn't really that spacious. And the spotlight hits us, and of course it's a cop, and first thing is everybody in the car, get out right now. Cops are always super aggressive until they know they're safe or whatever. They gotta feel safe. It's gotta be a safe space for the officer, but for the person it doesn't matter. You can get fucking shot. I actually saw a video on Facebook today. So yeah, talk about fucking censoring this and not allowed to say that and can't post this. But they put a fucking video on Facebook today, or Instagram, one of them things, and it was a body cam of a cop shooting a fucking guy. The guy was walking with a gun. I'm not saying he wasn't, I'm not saying he didn't get warned or anything, but the guy never even fired a shot or nothing. And the cops just unloaded. You could hear it just fucking pop, 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 pop. Fucking like, it was like 2 or 3 cops. It was like fucking, it was like JFK, how they say it was like, this shot hit him here, there, then bounced off this, ricocheted off the moon, and back into the governor's lap where it hit him in the nipple, and hit him in the arm, the wrist, the chest, the left nut, and then bounced back up, hit the windshield, bounced back down, hit the tire, went into Dunkin' Donuts, the bullet ordered some donuts, and then they found it on the stretcher at the hospital. It's the magic bullet. But, I fucking don't even remember where I was going with that, because I fucking magic bulleted myself. No, the conspiracy theory thing. Oh, yeah. But the cops, and in the video, it's just the one cop's, and you can tell he's angling his body cam, like, down towards, like he's got the gun crossing his body, so it's like you can see his hands, like, you can see his hand holding the fucking, ready to pull the trigger, and he fires a couple rounds, and you see his fucking banana clip, which I actually learned they're not called clips, they're called magazines, and then the clip is what you hold magazines in. So every time some fucking wannabe street gangster's like, yeah, I got a banana clip. No, you got a banana magazine, motherfucker. If you got multiple magazines shaped like bananas and they're all clipped together, then you have a banana clip. So yeah, I got to feel stupid for a minute, but I'm not a big gun person anyway, so I like them, I just I'm not knowledgeably big like that. But no, anyway, so back to fucking, Bill's stories. His kid, got in trouble. We're at the beach, having a good time, spotlighted by the cops. We get, angrily brought out of the car. So I'm pulling up my underwear as I'm getting out. She's, luckily she got her underwear on it. I got out first, it's my car, and I guess my side was closer, or her side was closer to the tree. So we had to go my side, and it's like I said, it's a hatchback. So I'm folding up the seats. It was a fucking situation, man. But needless to say, I'm in my boxers. She's in her underwear and her bra. She's like snapping it on as we're talking to the cops, and he's talking about what's your age, what's her age, and do your parents know about this, and blah blah blah. And cool part is, long story short, at the end of it, come on, God, fucking seatbelt, man. I hate when these seatbelts fucking tighten up on you and you can't lean around. Like, what if I gotta fucking move? That's a fucking safety hazard, man. No, so the cop was cool, and he's like, your parents all know about it, you know about it, like, everything. It's like the girl, my girlfriend obviously is not. She wasn't like he was fucking, she's like, she didn't, do any bullshit on me, and I told the truth, she told the truth. Our parents, I don't even know if they called them or not, but regardless, everything was clear. The only thing was the cop said, look, be a little smarter if you're gonna try. You're not supposed, public indecency, etc. So he's like, and for another part of this context, you're not supposed to be on the beach with the car. On that beach, the beaches where I grew up, you're not allowed to drive on them. It's not like Daytona or some other beaches you can drive on or anything like that. These are strict, like no alcohol, no nothing. It's strictly, you walk in the sand, you frolic with your family, and you get the fuck out. But my frolicking was too frolicky, I guess. But no, the funny story that relates to Bill's kid getting in trouble and not answering was, we were at her house one day. We had skipped like the last couple classes of school and drove over to her house. She's like, yeah, if we leave after lunch, my stepdad doesn't get home until usually like, whatever time. We'll have time to, fuck around and, be high school kids and in the bedroom and, explore things we haven't done yet. Or things we have done, but we want to do better. Whatever. Anyways, long story short, we're in the middle of business, and once again, you hear the fucking, instead of a spotlight, this time you hear the keys jingle. And so she says, get in the closet, hurry, get in the closet. Throws me all my clothes. I grab all my fucking clothes. I'm in the closet. Or no, she didn't throw me the clothes. She threw them under her bed. Yeah, she threw them under her bed. She stayed naked herself but put herself, like, got under her bed sheet and her blanket. What the fuck are you braking for? What the fuck? Oh, now you put a turn signal on? You fucking jackass. God, they stopped and then they put a turn signal on. Like, stopped in the middle of the fucking road. And then they're waving at me like I'm fucking crazy. No, God damn it, man. Can I get a single fucking story out? So, my clothes are under the bed. She's under her blanket. So it's just her head. You know, she acts asleep. Her stepdad walks in, which now everybody knows, you know, as a boy dating a girl in high school or whatever age, the worst thing you could possibly come across. Oh, you fucking kidding me? A car just did a fucking U-turn in my lane and blocked me, and now I missed. You know what? You know what? Yeah, fuck that. I'm taking the turn light. Fuck you. I'll do the U-turn. You can kiss my ass. Who the fuck does a U-turn in the middle of a 4-lane fucking road with traffic? Oh, man. Cars are fucking stupid, man. All these people are fucking retarded. You're all fucking stupid. Get off the goddamn road. So, like I said, I'm in the fucking closet. Now I'm pissed off telling a fucking funny story. I'm in the closet, naked. My clothes are under the bed or, you know, either way, inaccessible. And he comes in. He's like, hey, honey, how you doing? She's like, oh, Mom, just sleeping here, not really feeling too good. I think I might take a nap. And he's like, oh, okay, everything okay? And, he's like, it's a little weird feeling in here, it's, that feeling you get. I don't know if anybody's ever been around people when they have sex, but you get that funk feeling, like you got something's going on that shouldn't be going on, or something's not right with what I'm looking at. I guess he got that feeling. But no, I'm in the closet. It's all, completely shut. I'm butt naked, still sporting a trooper, as Bill would say, the chubbies. I was still sporting my chubby. And he goes, whose shoes are these? And my first thought was like, okay, you covered the clothes, you covered yourself taking a nap, everything else is fucking covered. You got this, baby, you got this, in the bag, fucking in the bag, let's do it. And she's like, oh, those are my boyfriend, yeah, you all fucking know him, Joe. Those are Joey's shoes. He left them last time he came over. And the guy instantly is like, if he left sandals, then what shoes did he wear home? Or if he left his shoes, then what? It was a pair of shoes you wouldn't leave anywhere. And so he's like instantly, he's like, where is he? And she's like, what do you mean? I told you he's whatever. And he's like, no, I saw his car down there too, and I was waiting to ask. And of course, no shit, I'm parked downstairs. So now we're both feeling stupid, and she gives me up. She goes, he's in the closet. And I mean, so what do? You're 16 years old. You're fucking butt ass naked, sporting your chubby, because you were all excited. And like Bill was saying about having to get himself out of a moment, and in the play, the guy was making him laugh, or about to make him laugh, and so he had to think of something else. I was thinking of when people say, like, think of your grandpa or your grandma, naked or having sex or something. That's I should have done that, but no. What I ended up doing is he fucking opens the closet door, and since my dumb 16-year-old ass has nothing, like, I have no fucking, this is all within just like 30 seconds max that this happens. So he opens the door, and he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I got one hand over, trying to cover most of my junk. And I don't know what the other hand's doing. I don't even remember. All I remember is I was just like, hey. Like, happily as fuck, just, hey. Oh, man, it was fucking hilarious. It was hilarious. Because, like Bill said, like, when he was talking about, Bill Clinton laughing, or laughing and walking it off. It's like, that's what I did. I giggled. I said, hey. And then And then he yells at me, "Get the fuck out of my fucking house!" And luckily her room was by the front door, so I bolted out. I actually went out naked, and I think he threw the clothes at me, and I was like pulling up my underwear and my shorts and everything going down the stairs. So I don't know how many neighbors saw me naked. Oh man, that was one hell of a fucking story. Like, to imagine, I mean, that's the typical high school story right there. Like if you're gonna get in trouble for having a relationship and whatnot in high school, that's the way you do it, man. You get fucking caught naked in the closet, sporting, and he's probably mad because at his age, it's hard to get it up, and I'm standing there in the closet still hard, knowing that he's opening the door. So he's got two people waving at him. Yeah, so then like I said, Bill, he's really funny, so it's not much to go on. But he ordered a meal that got 2 drinks, and for one thing, I mean, I get it when they say it comes with it, but just say, don't bring it out. I don't want it, or give it to somebody else. Like for such a confrontational guy, he seems so non-confrontational. Like, well, the orange juice comes with it. Oh, okay. And the coffee comes with it. Oh, okay. Yeah, also, cancer comes with it. Oh, okay, well, do I get to pick where, or? No, actually, it's a Tuesday special. It's lung cancer only. And then what's Bill just gonna be like, oh, okay, well, do I get to pick a lung? And it's like, oh, actually, well, first 2 Tuesdays of the month are left lung, and the second Tuesdays are right lung, so looks like you're stuck on this side, buddy. Like, I didn't, I've had so many meals, like, so many places you get a side, or not a side, but a salad or a soup with dinner. And, a lot of the shit I don't want, especially the salad. So I'm like, no, I'm good. And they say it comes with it. And I say, I'm good. I don't want it. And they're like, okay, no problem. So I'm confused. I can see Bill sitting with his family with like 13 drinks around, which, for one, if you didn't want the coffee, that's fine, but it comes with it, right? So you got it comes with it. So you got the coffee. But then the orange juice, it comes with it. Okay, well then how about we cancel one of my kids' drinks and give them the fucking orange juice? I mean, I know Bill's not thinking about money like, us regular people, which I'll get to that in a fucking moment, Bill. You fucking cunt. But, yeah, why wouldn't you give the orange juice to one of the kids, or fucking split it if it's an adult one? Or, or does their meal come with, exclusives too? Like, what fucking restaurant did you go to? It wasn't Waffle House, I'll tell you that. But, no, so the next thing, one thing I did want to comment on, he says, all of us, and I say us because I'm a jackass, normal working, 40-hour work. See, that's exactly why I consider myself part of it. If anything, I might be on the lower end of the spectrum. But, no, he said all of us normal people that aren't in show business, which, to me, that just tells me, for one, makes me think you're a sellout, and then he says, in one of his casts, he's like, oh, well, on one end, if you're rich, you're a sellout, and on the other end, if you don't take the money, then what the fuck are you doing? And it's like, dude, being rich, no, you're not a sellout. But now when you're calling regular people, like, you're a regular person too. Like, Bill, do you realize that to Elon Musk, you are a poor fucking bum? Even if you have millions of dollars, to Elon Musk, you, your wife, your kids, you're all fucking poor scumbags. Just like to you, that's what I am. I'm a poor fucking, I'm a fucking mouth-breathing 40-hour week. I go to work with my shoes on, tied. I do 2 bunny loops, and I cross them, and I put one loop through the loop, and I pull real tight, and my shoes stay tied for like 3 hours, and then I go on break, tie them again. Like, he thinks I'm one of those fucking people. Speaking on that, he's talking about fucking people, like New York people, and he's like, they don't like shit, like they don't like fucking shit over here, shit over there, they just want shit how they want it. I've traveled a lot too, and not out the country, but in the country, I traveled a lot too, and dude, that's a thing everywhere. Most of the people I've met and have befriended here in Michigan, when I mention a Florida custom, a Florida a cultural difference or economical, any kind of difference, it's like, no, that's not how you do it. This is the way you do it. And this is how you're supposed to, and this is how you're supposed to this. And in Florida, this flower is considered a flower, but here it's considered a pest and a weed and all this, and it's like fucking, dude, we're all fucking regular people, and not only that, but nobody, everywhere you go, like, you're gonna have your people that want to travel and they want to try new shit, but for the most part, the rest of the people is gonna be like, hey, like I could go in right now to any pizza shop around the Detroit area and be like, hey, your Detroit style sucks, Chicago style sucks, until you got to try New York style, and then if you disagree with me, then come back and say, no, I still think my Detroit style is better, and they'll say, no, it's the best it's ever, it's like the Trumpian era. We'll call it the Trumpian era. Bill said it's dangerous, scary times. I'm going to say it's the Trumpian era. It's everything that person believes is better. My pizza place is better because I believe it, and I'm American, and damn it, that's what it's gonna be. Fucking salute the flag, support the troops, and that's it. Just like you could do the same thing on the liberal side. I agree I identify as trans regular. I'm not regular. I'm bi-regular. Yeah. Regular people, Bill. You want to say regular people? I identify as non-regular. Non-regular. I'm not a regular person, and I take it offensive that you put me in a category that you don't even know about, and you don't even know about what I've been through and what I've done, and you're going to take me and you're going to say that I am a regular person? Really? That's what it feels like. But, no, I mean, there was a butterfly that I wanted to keep. I want to find a caterpillar of that butterfly and raise it like we did in fucking elementary school. But, no, so on that note, that's pretty much everything with Bill. I got my good sex stories in. Those are fucking great. Bill didn't really say he punished his kid for punching his sister, which I did. I punched my sister when I was little, but in my defense, not defending me, but in defense of the story versus his, he didn't give the kid a defense, which I'm sorry, Burr Jr., that your dad didn't fucking defend you. He just said he hit his sister and he realized he was wrong. He didn't give you a fucking out or nothing. And then he compared you to a president. No, when I hit my sister, it was after she had been kicking me for like 30 minutes, calling me a baby. And she's 5 years older than I am, so I was like 8 or 9, and she was like 13, 14. So she was not only older, but a little bit bigger. So by the time that I blacked out and just got so mad from being called a baby, I just fucking swung, and it happened to connect to her fat ass fucking lip. And I only call it a fat ass fucking lip because it's the one family member I feel like I could say whatever the fuck I want to say about, and I'll never feel bad. Like I got aunts, uncles and aunts and parents, grandparents, all in, well, not all back in Florida, but across the country, but mostly Florida. That I meant what I said, but I could have said things a lot nicer. It's still negative things, so I don't know how nice it comes off, but it's like I said, I meant what I said, but some of the fucks and the cunts and the bitches and all that could have been left out. And the personal insults from me being immature, like shit like that could have been left out. But fuck, where did that even come? Oh no, yeah, because Bill didn't give his kid an out. But so yeah, my out was that I at least, I was pushed to the point where I didn't realize what I had done until I did it, which I'm pretty sure I still got in trouble for it. I'm not gonna say 100% what trouble, but minimum a smack on the hand or some kind of grounded. But yeah, that's been the week. We got overtime. Like I said, I unfortunately had to record this Thursday night. I didn't even take notes on Bill. That's how I just listened to it not too long ago. And I'm going off the top of the dome here. Fucking freestyling. Wiki, wiki, wick, motherfuckers. Yeah. So fucking finances are coming back around. Things, with the overtime, things are going to start looking good. This week, I consolidated all my debts, which I'm not saying they're big, don't be like, oh my God, he's got debt consolidation. He called one of those tax companies that saves your ass. No, I don't know the IRS, none of that bullshit. I just had a couple, smaller bills that I figured, instead of paying fucking, this much for 4 different payments, why don't I just fucking consolidate it into one? And then those 4 payments are now all paid off in full, and I don't have to worry about that anymore. And now I just got one monthly payment for all the debt that I did have. And then the day after I do that, I get told at work that we need overtime. Or we're required, which, not that I give a shit, I'll take the money. I was actually, like I said, I was bitching that I spent too much money at that game, and now I get to make up the money I got meeting Darren McCarty and seeing the Red Wings play against the Dallas Stars. They beat the Stars. Now the Stars are beating the Avalanche, which, hell yeah, because we want the Avalanche to lose. On that note, the Lightning need to win tonight. Cannot go down 2-0 against the Panthers, or even in the playoffs. That's not a way to do it, and it's just not sustainable. Hopefully Cirelli's back in. On that note, to Bill, what do you mean the Red Sox are getting hot? How do you fucking know if you haven't had time to watch? But yeah, so that's been my week. We got overtime. We got fucking too much shit to do in too little time. And I'm not even rich like Bill or fucking, I do have free time. I just, I'm not waking up at 4 a.m. to record this and try to remember what I wrote down or the references so that you guys can listen. I'd rather record it now and post it tonight, and I'll get like 4 more views. Maybe I'll get a comment. Maybe somebody will email or write me in, and we can start a fucking debate and a chat like Bill's people write in. Oh, lastly on Bill, the Chubbies. A little plug for Chubbies, which I'm not advertising for you. That sounds fucking horrible, because that was all my friends and I don't know if it's still a thing, but having a chubby was that's slang for, just like Bill said, do you get you get hard in the chubbies? Do they give you chubbies? And then I don't know, but I couldn't wear them. I couldn't do it. I couldn't fucking do it. On that note, I was at work listening to a fucking person who had a near-death experience. I listen to near-death experience interviews a lot. I've been researching NDEs, as they're called, for about 15 years now, since I went to college in 2010. And I was listening to the story, but the funny part is it wasn't the death or the meeting God that was funny. That's all interesting. The funny part was the lady says after, the guy always asks, like, after everything happened, did you have any new experiences, any ghosts, any spirits, any energies, good, bad, can you read minds, any of that shit, paranormal, whatever. And she's like, actually, she says, yeah, some kind of ghost came into my house. And she's like, and I said, oh, hell no. She's like, oh, no, you don't. Not with me and the law of Jesus on my side. And she starts ranting into this ghost, talking about, she's like, oh, I went and got the sage and I was throwing it around the house. Like, she was angrily, like, can you imagine, like, in The Exorcist, like, instead of just, the power of Christ compels you, The power of Christ compels you. And they're sprinkling water. Can you imagine if the guy was like, demon, get the hell out of that little bitch's body, you fucking piece of shit. I mean, that's pretty much like how she acted, like she was going about treating this bad energy. Which is fucking hilarious. But on that note, it's, what do we got? What are we on? We're on fucking Friday. So have a good weekend. Go Lightning. Fucking hockey playoffs. Everybody go fuck yourselves. Us regular people, all go fuck ourselves. Have a happy, healthy, safe weekend. Hopefully your bills are all paid up. Because, we're all fucking regular. Bill, go fuck yourself, you fucking showbiz cunt. Everybody else, go fuck yourselves in a loving way. And we'll talk on Tuesday. Peace.